Hello and welcome to another episode of Mortgage Video Mastermind, where we bring you professionals who share insight into the latest trends, tips, industry, technology, and services to help you create more videos to use in your mortgage business. There we are. We are live. So happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day. This is Ginger Bell, and today I have with me our Carl White. Thank you so much for joining us, Carl. We're always happy to have you. And we have a special guest today, David Wakefield. And so, Carl, I know you have worked with David for several years. And it's funny because, David, you don't even know this, but Carl had sent me a video that I don't know if you sent it to him or he got a hold of it and he sent it to me and he said, we need to get David onto our show. And I said, he's lined up. I agree 100%. So you've got some fandom going on with Carl. So Carl, I'll let you kind of tee it up with David. And then David, I know you're in the middle of a big launch right now. So I want to get into that as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So Dave, how long have we known each other, Dave? It's been a while.
Probably 4 years or something, I guess, something like that.
It seems like, in a good way, it seems like a long time. And no, in a good way, right? It does. It seems like we've known each other a long time. So the one thing, Ginger, I can say about Dave is Dave hears a good idea and he just runs with it.
Right.
And I think he's going to give us a good example of even he heard something this morning. And boom, he jumped on it and clicked the record button on his video, and he was off and running. So,
Sweet.
If you ever hesitate about, gee, what do I look like, or how does this sound, or is this going to be okay? We're going to hear from Dave about, man, just click the record button and go with it, because video is very, very impactful to your group. So Ginger, you want to ask him about like some of the different things that he's doing here? So.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
He's just a take action kind of guy, and I just absolutely love him for doing that. And instead of making it perfect, he makes it right now.
Right. Well, and that's the key. So a couple of things I want to have you talk about, Dave. So first of all, I want to talk about the individual videos that you're sending to your real estate partners.
Sure.
And then the other thing I want you to talk about is just what you started. So I think as part of the Breakfast Club, there was a challenge that was put down for $10,000, and you said, I'm in. So
which by the way, I know I do the budgeting, or let me rephrase that. I'm the one that writes the checks for Breakfast Club. So I just found out 5 minutes ago that apparently I'm sponsoring a $10,000 video challenge. And so awesome. Glad to participate in that. Glad that I now know that I'm doing that. And so we'd love to see some action on that. So
Carl, I love the fact that you're willing to write a $10,000 check, but that wasn't it. But I'll go into that message. So, well, first off, let me go back, Ginger, to the first thing you were talking about. And actually, both of these things have spurred from the Breakfast Club. As I was sitting there listening to, Scott and Frank and Mike and the guys there. And obviously I was plugged into that when there was 15 of us or 20 of us, right? And now there's 120 people on there every morning. So it's really blown up. And, during one of the shows, something came up and I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. So literally I paused my video. I opened up my iPhone and just recorded a quick video and just started dropping that video message out to clients or to real estate agents. And it was something I forget. I sent it to you, Ginger. I think it was something super simple, like, hey, it's David Wakefield with Prime Lending. Just wanted to check in with you to say hello, see how you're doing. I mean, that was about it. Right. And as a result, I got the CFO of a Coldwell Banker franchise. She and I went and had lunch 2 days later.
Nice.
And I've met with some of her top agents already just as a result of that. Sent it out to real estate agents, sent it out to clients. I left it generic. Picked up, I think, 2 deals as a result of it. Wasn't asking for anything. I'm just saying, hey, here I am. Hope you're well. And I do a pretty decent job, I think, overall in marketing and getting my name out there. And most people know that I'm in the mortgage industry, and therefore, as a result, they'll reach out to me, with questions. And again, something simple, no cost to it, really. Took a couple of minutes, and I just went and copy. I just upload the video, post, and dropped a little verbiage in there, and voila, had some appointments and got some loans as a result of it.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of times, Carl was talking about video. A lot of people, they think it's got to be perfect, right? And I intentionally, the video that I just posted, the $10,000 one you were just referencing there, I screwed up saying literacy, and I'm like, whatever, I corrected myself, and I was like, I'm going to retake that. I was like, well, forget it. Why, screw it. I don't care, because you want it to be raw, you want it to be real, and you can't let modesty get in the way of your marketing.
Right.
Okay. And I think that's a key point that a lot of people, miss, right? Because, they want to make sure the hair is just right. And, I just want to make sure I don't have spinach in my teeth, or whatever the case is, and as long as I'm good there, then I'm fine. And
Exactly.
which I had spinach for lunch, and then I've been chomping down some M&Ms over here, but I think I've got chocolate and spinach out. So
we tell you if you did.
I appreciate that. So that's what it was, right? And it was just that simple. So that's kind of what I was doing on that. And I've done other stuff as well. I know, and I'd shared with you, I think on the last meeting, I like evergreen videos as well, right? So if I'm not able to talk to somebody, for instance, if I'm in a Zoom meeting or tied up somewhere, an email pops up and says, hey, your loan approval just came through. I quickly will text a generic, hey, your file's clear to close, or your loan's approved. There's going to be some conditions, there always are, my team's going to reach out with you, to you. And I've got these generic milestone videos stacked up for everything, right? Your appraisal's in, it met value. The appraisal's in, it needs repairs. The appraisal's in, it didn't meet value. The appraisal's in on your refinance or whatever,
Right.
So I've got all these different things for every little subject matter, and it's super simple, and drop a video and people are watching them and responding, love the video, feel like I know you, that kind of stuff, so it's,
Which it makes that connection. So
Sure.
I want to go into detail, but I want to
Sure.
take a quick moment and introduce my guest who's
Okay.
joining us, who's in Portland, Oregon, all the way from New York. And that's Dave Steinberg. So thanks so much. And he's here today, actually yesterday and today, and we're shooting videos. So those milestone
Nice.
videos that you're talking about, we shot those yesterday.
Okay,
Today
great.
we're shooting all the HomeBot videos. And
Okay.
then we're also shooting a video for every week for the next quarter, right? That's the
Right.
goal.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love
gotta
to hear about the
tell you-
HomeBot videos. Go ahead, David.
This is a real amazing experience because you have critics live. When you goof, she tries so hard to be kind. She tries so hard to be kind. I did one and she sort of went,
So let's talk about that though, because, we talk about perfection, imperfection, right? And so, the videos that you're going to send out, the challenge that you did, and you said literacy and it wasn't right. And you can, blooper through that, say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't even say literacy, right? Those are good. But if you are making the milestone videos and the HomeBot videos, and
Sure,
those are going to
sure.
be used over and over and over again, then it serves you to have them to where they don't have to be perfect, right? But they do have to speak to everyone. And I think that's part of what we went through yesterday, is making sure that message speaks to everyone. And we kind of went through that because yesterday we were talking about, we're doing the milestone video, and you were doing the funding video and you kept saying, good luck.
good luck, yeah.
You would close the video out saying, good luck. And I'm like, that was the grimace. It's like, okay, it's like somebody watches that and they're going to think, should I be concerned? And I mean, he's in New York, so it's like an attorney's statement.
Yeah, so it's I'm picturing I'm getting ready to go for surgery, and I say the doc says, hey, well, here's what I'm gonna do, and here's what we're gonna do. Hey, Carl, good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
So we got to chuckle about that. But I think thinking about that.
Can I jump in? Hey, Dave, this first time I'm meeting you. Would be really appreciative if you could shoot over your list of touch points.
Yep.
Because I have the sense that you have a really complete one and probably 43 scenarios I never thought of. So maybe Ginger
Sure.
will put this together, but I'd really take a look at it.
Yeah,
Great meeting
I'll
you,
get some.
Carl.
I'll be more than happy to get something to Ginger. And what's funny is what I would do is I'd find myself on those, David, frankly, when a question would come up, I would just shoot a video. I literally, I would have one of those things you put in your windshield of your car, and I'd stick that on my office window, and I would just plop that up there and record a video, and just, and I don't say, hey, this question just came up, but it's like, gee, I should have done a video on that. So I'll just do one, and again, they're raw, they're rough, they're nothing super fancy, they're generic, but more than happy to share. I mean, I'll share whatever I've got out there.
Hey, Dave, I got a couple questions. Wakefield, I got
Sure.
a couple questions. So on these milestone videos, how are you? So we all know what the milestones are, right? And you ran through a couple examples. The appraisal came in, it came in good, it didn't come in good. The home inspection, and the clear to close, and
Sure,
and those kinds of things. How do you send those things out, and what triggers them to send out? Like, do you have a particular CRM that you use, or how does that work?
So I'm not nearly as cool as most of the people in the Freedom Club that have Django and things like that automatically do it. So I'm actually texting them out, or I would have, in theory, I should have someone on my team text them out, following the who, not how concept. But as it is right now, if I see the email pop up, I just drop a quick text to their, from my personal cell phone.
Okay.
Unless
So
I don't want
that's
to
where
talk
you
to them.
store them. You keep them in a folder on your cell phone.
Yeah, well, it's on BombBomb. Sorry, I should
Okay,
have
so you use
specified that.
BombBomb. Okay.
Yeah. So it's via BombBomb, and the email I sent out this morning with the $10,000 check that you're going to write me, Carl, is
I'm gonna keep track of this.
that.
It's like, I think when we see each other in San Antonio, is that Carl doesn't even know. Is that when that's going down, Carl? It's like,
Yeah, he'll give me the big fake check.
Dave, I'll find you at the bar.
There we go. But anyways, that was shot in BombBomb and then emailed out from BombBomb, right? Because it's got the capacity inside of BombBomb to hit, send the email. But yeah, typically that's housed on my cell phone. I also use Text Magic. So if it's, someone that, I could have the team send those milestone videos out if I wanted to. In theory, I could have my loan partner, drop those out. And then it's still me coming in and being involved in the process, basically.
Okay.
But ideally, in a perfect world, as you were alluding to, Django or the CRM would automatically fire those texts out at the milestone, and I would probably change up the verbiage.
But Dave, this goes back, man. I love you, man. This goes back to, well, as soon as I get Django or Top of Mind or Total Expert or Salesforce, like Insert and Mortgage Quest, they're all great. I've used them. I think all of them. They're all great. So first I need to go get that set up, and then I need to go this set up, and then I need to go get that set up, and then I need to go. And then I'll do that video. And
Sure,
you said, no,
exactly.
Screw that. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to do it manually. And then I'll improve it as I go along instead of making it perfect now. So great way to do it, brother.
Well, and my vision on that, just real quick on that, Dave, is it's a 2 minutes or less thing, right? And I learned that a long time ago. Some of the people might remember Tim Brahim, and I had heard him mention that way back when in Loan Toolbox days. And 2 minutes or less, and hey, if I can knock it out, I'm going to knock it out right away. And as you were saying, I'm plugged into a workout group called F3. It's Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith. And I'll talk to guys. It's free, right? Free to all men, right? And hey, you can come out. Oh, I'm not in good enough shape yet. I'm like, that doesn't matter. That's the whole point. Just come out. I couldn't run to the end of the block before, whatever, and then I could run to the end of the block, and then I could run 2 blocks, and now I can run. I just did the Blue Ridge Relay, which was a 208-mile relay race. Wow. I mean, so you don't have to wait. It's just engage and get started, right? As you had started with, take action and don't overthink it. And that's, personally something that I've wrestled with is, I used to be a ready, aim guy, and then I would not take the shot, so that's something I'm trying to get better at. And personally, I'm not letting myself think about it too much, just like this morning, because I certainly could have overanalyzed it, overthought it. I never would have done it. So I immediately said, hey, I'm going to walk downstairs, walked outside, by the flagpole and whatever outside, and just shot the quick video, and then hit send, and off it went. So
one of the things that I valued, I guess I've been working with you now for close to 6 months. I don't know.
Or longer than that.
Longer than that. But I have wanted to do videos for at least a year and a half. And when I saw Ginger on a platform doing a webinar, I guess, I reached out to her and I said, I got to do this. And having the coaching and also they just made it so easy for me to start. And now I'm addicted to it. So
And you're going to buy an expensive camera, right?
and I'm going to buy an expensive camera, but I'm buying an expensive camera because I love toys. Let's keep it real. But the thing is that what I take away from, and I'm already a AIM guy as well, but what I take away from this is really, if you just have to get off that dime. And you found a way of getting it off the dime. And for me, it was working with Ginger. But if you do that first video and then the second video, and I see on the corner of your desk there, David, you have the EduMarketer manual right there. And it's not that. It's not that.
Which unfortunately has not been filled out yet. So I'm a slacker on that. I've started to do the first one, but I haven't got it done yet.
But you already have that. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is you do it already. So,
Sure, right.
And I mean, we
Right.
talked about that yesterday in your videos. It's like, once you get the idea and can frame it up, just shoot it.
Yeah. And like Carl, I don't know either of you guys. I'm guessing you've been in the business for a while. She really wanted me to use a teleprompter. She was insistent that I was going to use a teleprompter. And I explained to her that all I need to do, just give me a topic, give me 60 seconds to frame it. And then if the first take isn't good, we'll do it again. So, I'd say that whatever you're doing, I always believe that doing something is better than thinking about it.
Right. And do what works for you, because some people love having the teleprompter. It's their whoopee. We talked about that, to where it's like it gives them and you read through it a couple times. But being prepared, having an idea, it's like what we went through and wrote down all the HomeBot videos. So there's probably 14 different places. So just like your milestone videos, and Dave, you probably already have your HomeBot videos done if you use HomeBot.
It's funny. I just engaged in it, and then I've created all this activity and I don't know what to do with it yet. So I'm a HomeBot novice. I literally just plugged in, and and one of my workout buddies was like, oh, I love the HomeBot thing you sent me. And I'm like, oh, great. I better look at it, So,
well, they just added the video feature. So we just came out of beta for them on the video, and I love everything that they've done.
Nice.
But they have all these different points similar to your milestone, where you can add your video. And what that does is, HomeBot, I love the app. I mean, I've loved the apps since they first came out with it. But now with the video, now you're putting your face with that. So again, it's that connection. And as soon as they see that video, they feel like they know you. And that's what video does. It's like, for my birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and Dave, you were fantastic sending me a video, and you sent it in Messenger. And, those are things, first of all, watched all the videos, right? Anybody who sent a video, and I got some great videos, but Dave took the time, sent me a video. And yours was specific to me, because I know that there's a lot of people that make the very generic videos, which is great. It's better than nothing. But you take the time, and that's one of the things that you do with your real estate agents too, is you take the time to personalize that. And it doesn't take long, right? So you pick up your phone. And I have to ask, which way do you record? Do you record this way? Do you record this way? Probably the wrong way.
No, you can't tell me you record.
Sorry, my videographer is sitting in here, and she's like, "Hey, you recording?" So we always ask. For us, we like have it horizontal.
Well, and I do record it this way typically.
For Facebook, if you're just doing it on Facebook does like it where it's vertical.
Okay.
But if you're doing anything that's going to go anyplace else, like YouTube, you want to make sure and do it that way.
Okay, and I'm writing this down in a red pen, so that's.
And I'm glad she asked you that question.
So.
I'm glad she asked you that question. I was sitting here sweating. I go, gosh, she's going to ask me.
Well, Carl, we're using your redneck teleprompter, so that.
Are you now? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always done mine this way. So anyway. Yeah.
Well, and to your point, so this was my, when I first did the milestone
Oh, yeah,
videos,
yeah.
I literally, I typed it up and then I
Yep.
highlighted just like some of the bullet points and, some of the, just so it would stay, and literally I typed it. I mean, I taped it up, above the camera. So I'm looking right at it. I mean, like
Right.
as low down as I could, so I could barely see it, and it took a take or two probably on those, but I wrote it all up and I'm like, God, there's way too much there. I can't read all that. I don't want to read it anyways, because it's not
Right.
going to sound as natural. So then I just highlighted and bolded the key points just so it'd stick out to me that I wanted to make sure they were, they were hearing that message. And again, you want it raw for the most part, right? And personable, and sounding like you're talking to the individual. Right. And that's
Right.
part of the whole thing in video marketing, right? It's that video has got to be connecting, right? Making eye contact, although I'm making eye contact with you, my camera's over here. So making eye contact with the video camera as you're talking,
Right.
so that way it's going to come across a little bit better because, there are three things, that you're looking at. You're looking at number one, creating a video, if you can highlight lifestyle in some of the videos, that's a secret weapon. That's why I wanted to go outside and
Yep.
do something. And if you're doing it, hey, I'm sitting here at Bold Bean Coffee, my favorite coffee shop. And hey, man, I was just thinking about you, Ginger. And, what kind of coffee do they have in Oregon? I don't know. It's kind of whatever. I mean, just some kind of generic little something, just connectivity, not sure generic stuff. And then the conversations, that's the digital currency, right? Is to get the conversation flowing. And once you get those conversations, that's when things open up and the dialogue comes out. And again, that's where I dropped those simple videos. I set the appointment with the CFO of Coldwell Banker. I've since met, some of her agents, and I've got a few more meetings set up with some of the top agents. And,
Nice.
I mean, it's just from just saying hello, and that's all it was.
Yep.
So
Opening up those doors, which is so important. Yeah. So to the conversation about when you're making videos, having a conversation with the individual. So when you're scripting these milestone videos out, you want to make sure you're doing that. So using you is okay. So you want to act as if you're talking to someone on the phone, right? Where you say, okay, the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to receive.
Yeah. You know what I do, Ginger, on taking that? So if I've got somebody else in there recording with me, like holding the camera kind of thing.
Right.
And in my case, normally it's a young lady that works over in our office, Lauren.
Yep.
And you've met Lauren, so
Yep.
really sharp lady. So what I do is I'll like, sometimes she's holding the camera and sometimes we got, just a little $20 tripod that's just sitting there on the tripod, but she'll stand right beside the camera and I'll talk to her. Because otherwise, if I start talking to a camera, I don't know, I lose the realness of it, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then when but if I don't look at the camera per se and look at her, and have that conversation with her, I don't know, it just seems to have a different feel for me. When I first started doing this and before I had an employee to hold the camera, Scott Hudspeth and I have been, dear friends for a long time. This is going to sound weird as heck, but I literally printed up a picture of Scott, because he's my buddy. And I literally posted that, just like you had your bullet points right above the camera, David. Right. I literally would have a picture of Scotty at the camera.
Nice.
And I'm talking to Scotty. And it would just remind me, I'm talking to a buddy. I'm talking to a buddy. Yeah. I'm talking to a buddy. And it gave it more of that real look instead of like I'm trying to be an actor on TV, So it's like anytime you're doing a video, or same thing when you're writing copy on an email or anything like that. You don't want to talk like you're talking to hundreds.
Mm-mm.
I want to talk like I'm talking to Dave. Right. I'm talking to Ginger.
Yep.
And so, yeah, any little trick you can do to yourself to say, I'm not talking to a camera. I'm talking to my buddy Dave, or I'm talking to my wife Maria. I'm talking to my best friend Ginger, or like insert in every time I do a video. I think here's who I'm talking to, and I talk to that person. And I don't know, it just changes the way it comes out somehow or another.
I love it.
So my goal and aspiration is to be the guy that Carl wants to talk to. So that's my new goal, so.
Well, dude, send me an 8x10 that I can.
I think we need to do that.
I'll put it on a dartboard for you.
Yeah, we'll get weird, man. Trust me. We'll get real weird with this. So.
We'll make it Dave Bendy. You can just put it on top of it.
One of the things that happened yesterday and today, when Erin was recording me, she had the camera up a little bit higher. And I could see her eyes, but I really couldn't see her face. And today, when she set it up again, it was just about 4 inches lower. But now I was looking at her face, and the conversation was just so much easier because I was talking to her, even though, you know, it was really no different other than a couple of inches on the camera. But I love it. I love it that you have your assistant sitting next to the camera. It's a great idea.
Yeah. And what an awesome person to be shooting video with Ginger. I mean, my gosh, can you think of a more warmer and fuzzy person like ever? You know, so it's it just takes
They're
all that
laughing
tension.
hysterically now. My team is laughing.
Yeah.
Hashtag fangirl over here. I'm the fangirl of Ginger.
But you know, I mean, it doesn't, and I loved, you know, Dave, you've been so great because I did a webinar last year. It was kind of at the onset. I had to look when you started. I think it's been about 9 months now, Dave, but I'm not sure. But I did a webinar on how to do videos, and that's kind of how all of this started last year. And Dave has done business with me before, back when I created a whole compliance program back in the day when we had to do that stuff. And so he called me up and he said, okay, I was on your webinar. And what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm doing, you know, this.
No, actually what I said, because I didn't know you were doing anything.
Oh, okay.
What I said was, I need this and I'll pay you anything it takes for you to get me started.
You did. And then you
And
said, I'm in.
silly girl, she only charged me whatever, but you know, she could have doubled it and I would have been in.
Now the truth comes out.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because I'm actually her manager, and that was the deposit. That wasn't payment in full.
Not a problem. We'll talk offline, Carl.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a matter. I mean, you have to find what works for you, you know, and I mean, that's the whole thing. And probably the biggest takeaway for me and having our 2 Daves on, we're going to have to do this again.
The Dave and Dave show.
The Dave and Dave show is just do it, you know, and you said that, Dave, in your comment yesterday to me, it's like, I'm not Nike, you know, just do it. And that's really it. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. And it doesn't have to have, you don't have to have the CRM in place. You don't have to have all those pieces in place. You have to have a way to record it and your sound being there, right? And you have to have a way to deliver it, which bomb, easy way to do that. You can just text it, you know, it's like you want to keep it on your phone and then text it to someone. I have not used Text Magic. I'm going to, you know, I have a different texting platform I use, but, you know, whatever. The main thing is to get started and to do it.
Hey, I know we're up on the top of the hour here.
Yeah.
Just one more quick question for me, Dave. When you shoot your videos, are you using literally a smartphone?
Yeah, just my iPhone.
And do you use an external microphone, or do you just like just a built-in microphone?
Generally not. I mean, like when I was down this morning shooting the one, I plugged in my earbuds or whatever. But that was it. So, but no external mic, nothing like that. And the one when I was going to meet the CFO of Coldwell Banker the other day, literally before I went, I pulled up a quick, 6 steps for buying a house in today's market or something like that. I wanted to see what came up. I read the 6 steps. I hit record, and I recorded a video as I was driving. Which I don't recommend, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But don't give me a ticket. But I said,
hey,
here are 6 steps to buy a home in today's market. First off, ding, 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 and the last one, the 6th step, was work with a real estate agent that you know, like, and trust, kind of a thing. And so literally on my iPhone, again, mounted to my windshield in that case, and that went out, got a bunch of likes, dropped it on a few pages and groups and things like that. So. But nothing fancy. Now, I will say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, dude, I did not know that if we have our little AirPods in, that acts as the mic in the the video.
Oh.
And I don't know if it does either or not. Technically, I'm not a tech guy, but
you have to make sure. So you have to make sure, first of all, that it's just you doing the video. So if it's someone else doing the video with you,
right.
It's not. The other thing that I would recommend is when you're going in to meet with someone, and you met with the CFO at Coldwell Banker, And it is being bold to do this, but just say, hey, I shoot a lot of video. Do you mind if, we record a video here? Bring your tripod. You can bring your external mic. Rode has a nice little mic. How much is the Rode mic, Aaron? Like $55? The external
79.
79.
Mhm.
So $80. Do the external mic, bring a tripod, set it up, and just say, hey, I post a lot on my social media. Do you mind if we, what are things you're seeing in the market today? Because what is that going to do? That's going to connect you with them, right? And we find that videos are shared more often than any other medium. So whether you do, an article, whether you're doing a graphic, videos are shared. And so that's the next step as far as doing that. And you're already great on the fly. So get a little Rode. I'll drop it into the box here as far as what it is. And you can just throw an external mic on there, get your phone, make sure you, do it horizontal and just say, hey, Dave, you know what? I do a lot of video. Can we sit down and just do a quick little 2-minute video, talk about what's
Right.
happening in the market? Right.
You know what, Ginger? We've been together for almost 24 hours or,
Yeah.
2 4
And we
hour
haven't
days.
shot a video together
And
yet.
I haven't shot a video endorsing you.
Ah. So that will be our next video.
I like that.
Very good.
Very
All
good.
right.
Okay,
I
so
like
for the 2 Daves, I want you to both leave us with 3 things that you recommend somebody do to get started in doing video in their business today. And Wakefield, I'll let you go first.
I was going to say whatever the other Dave says. So, well, I mean, obviously, again, don't let modesty get in the way of your marketing, right? So number one, right? Just pick up the video, shoot the video. It's fine if you do a take or two. You don't need to be, perfection is not necessary. Just get the message across. And again, people want you to be you. Apparently, shoot it this way, right? I suppose. So that's a big thing because I've not been good at that. And just, post it out and tag people in it, right? Because you got to make sure that, if there's something that you want to get the message across, and if you're going, man, I bet if I tag Carl because I know he likes, whatever, fancy cars, and I always see that, and I was by this Lamborghini or whatever, and I'm going to tag him, and now maybe it's going to get some more people in his sphere, chiming in. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and that's just very, very rough. But I mean, basically, just pick it up, shoot the video, get the message across, whether it be texting directly or using a platform like BombBomb or Facebook or Instagram. So just do it. I mean, I'm trying to do at least 1 video a day right now, and I've not been good with it, but I'm trying to really re-engage with that and start getting videos out, even if it's just simply a birthday video to somebody.
Yeah,
So
perfect. Okay. And Dave.
So I think the first thing is, I love the fact that Dave is sitting there in an office with the book in the background, his whiteboard behind them, the door with whatever. I mean, think about how real he is. And Carl, your space is so polished. No,
He knew where you were.
No,
he's on a green screen.
Yeah. Huh? Are you on a green screen? No, he's because his head is moving and the background isn't. Yeah.
Oh, you are. That's your thing. Okay.
Yeah. So, but what I love about both of these guys is that they're so real. And so my journey was really 3 steps. Number one, after looking at BombBomb for years, just getting on BombBomb. And the reason I say that is because BombBomb will make it incredibly easy for you to record.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do half the time is I record on BombBomb, I download it, I upload it to Ginger and Aaron, and it's done. So advice number 1 is BombBomb. If you're recording from your office, for about $300, you can have an amazing setup. Mm-hmm. And I'll make one comment. I'm not trying to criticize you, David, but if you spend $30 on a light,
oh, sure, right,
your video would be 1,000,000% better. So
and I'm in a temp space right now, by the way, and I'm videoing this, by the way. And I'm just because I want to make sure I get your message to me perfect.
But you know, but so a real, when I committed to this, and it might have been early in the year, when I committed to this, the first thing I did is I went out and I bought an iPhone 12. And I said, if I'm going to do it, I want to have the most up-to-date piece of equipment for it. Then I bought, for about $300, I just bought some equipment for my desk. Doesn't take much. And now you're set. The third thing is, I'm gonna repeat what Dave said, because it's just so true. Do it, right? The first time, I know Aaron, the video editor, says, here, look at it, tell me if you like, tell me you like it. I refuse. I say, I just can't look at myself on a video. I feel, you know, I'm an old guy, and, you know, I know every flaw that I have, but whatever it is, just get past it and record one. Send one to your honey, send one to your best friend, send one to your assistant, and then do another. And if you can get into a rhythm, and for me, an investment of 2 days away from the office was just crazy. It's just an insane thing to do. Yeah. But we've recorded a whole mess of videos. And so whatever it takes to do it, just do it.
And the good thing about those videos will work for you going on. And I had people reach out to me that literally watch a video that literally I did 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. I honestly don't even remember recording it. And I was sober. I wasn't in a blackout or anything. I just don't remember doing it. And I had people, you know, reaching out from, you know, videos done, you know, years and years and years ago. And so it's like that little sales working force. Like it's these little elves working in the middle of the night for you on your behalf on ongoing. So the work you do today just works for you again and again and again and again and again and again. It's awesome. So great topic, Ginger.
Awesome. Well, great guests. So thank you so much. And, you know, we'll drop everything as far as what we put in the comments. We are recording this. I've had a couple people that have asked, share us with your friends. So I've put us onto a URL. It's mortgagevideomastermind.com. And that links to the webinar. If you register for the webinar, you will get a reminder every single week. My friend Carl White led me on to that, said this is what we need to do. That way people get a reminder. So we're doing that. We stream live on Facebook. We are posting it onto YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel, we're posting it. And so we just want to make sure and help everybody do video. So guys, thanks so much. We are not doing a call next week. I am on my way to Wisconsin. So we're not going to be doing a call next week, but we will be doing a call the following week, and we'll have information on that. So thanks guys, go shoot a video.
Thanks guys.
Bye.
Dave, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.